Welcome to the DataMaster App tutorial. The DataMaster App is very intuitive and uses common controls and screen flows found in many familiar built-in iOS apps. This tutorial should help you get off to an even more accelerated learning curve. So, let's get started. The main screen provides a list of currently open jobs. To create a new job, simply press the plus symbol directly below and to the right of the last job in the list. To select a job to view or edit, simply press on that job item. The Archive section is where closed jobs can be stored. Press the Archive button to access them for viewing, editing, or restoring. To view this tutorial at any time, press on the question mark in the upper left corner. To view the measurement screen, press on the icon in the lower left corner. The upper right corner icon provides for a settings and login menu. To archive a job, simply swipe the job name to the left and select Archive. The data will be placed in the Archive View list, and if you have provided your login credentials, the data will also be uploaded to your account on our backend website. In the Archive screen, you can always restore a job from the Archive section by left swiping and selecting the Restore option, which will move the job back to the normal Open Jobs list. In the Settings login screen, you can set your preference for metric or imperial units and provide login information for your account at www.f2170reports.com. This provides for permanently storing your archived job data fields. In the Add Job screen, you can add job-specific information, such as the name of the job and structure and its address. You can also add information specific to the concrete slab, such as the thickness, sensor hole depth, target RH, service temperature, and concrete mix design water-to-cement ratio. The service temperature and water-to-cement ratio are used to estimate RH readings that would be expected were the slab currently at service conditions. This would be the case when readings are being taken when the slab is not already equilibrated to the service temperature, for instance, when the building envelope is still open. Annotations can also be added and attached to each individual job by pressing the Add Annotations blue text. In the Annotations screen, photos, audio memos, and text notes can all be added as desired. This is a great feature to help more fully document the specifics about a particular job. After creating a job, you will want to add a new sensor map for each slab you will be testing on that job. Select the job in the Job List screen, and that will take you to the Sensor Map List screen for that job. In that screen, you can select the plus button to add a sensor map. Give the new sensor map a name. The default values will be filled in according to the job default values. Adjust these values accordingly. You can use a default built-in image or take a picture with your camera to set a background image for the sensor map. Here, we have used a picture from the camera as a sensor map background, which you will also see in a few moments with sensor locations placed in 4 different areas. Select the upper right icon to save the sensor map. Here is the list of sensor maps for our job, Big Box Store 214. Currently, only one sensor map is defined for this job. You can edit the job by selecting the upper right corner icon, edit a sensor map by right swiping and selecting the edit icon, or delete a sensor map by left swiping and selecting the delete icon. If readings are available, the average of all sensor readings will be indicated just before the small image, and the number of locations indicated under the sensor map name. From this job screen, you can also create a PDF report that adheres to the ASTM F2170 standard for suggested reporting. This PDF report can then be emailed to yourself or others. Press on the lower right icon to generate a report. Before generating the PDF report, you will be presented with a report settings screen where you can fill in specific information about this job. The information is saved for each particular job, and reports can be regenerated when needed, such as when new readings have been taken. Select the upper right icon to generate the PDF, or the upper left X icon to exit back to the job screen. The PDF report generated includes the report settings information on the first page, followed by data and a screenshot of the sensor maps defined for the job. This report may be emailed or printed via a wirelessly connected printer. To select a specific sensor map for the currently viewed job, just select the entry of interest. This will bring up that particular sensor map with details about any sensor locations that have been defined. This is an example sensor map created for this tutorial. It has 4 sensor locations previously defined. The sensor location name is next to each location, and if there is any data, the most recent RH measurement will be displayed next to each sensor pushpin indicator. At the bottom center, you can select to view the actual RH values or the service RH values as predicted for the service temperature defined for this sensor map, which is set when the sensor map is first created or last edited. The upper left X closes the sensor map and takes you back to the list of all sensor maps for this job. The upper right icon takes you to the screen to edit this sensor map's details, such as target RH, service temperature, slab thickness, etc. The bottom left icon takes you to the measurement reading screen. The lower left icon takes you to the list of sensor locations for this sensor map. The icon directly above the lower right View Location List icon is used to create a new sensor location, which will be dropped on the center of the screen after being defined. The push pins can be dragged around on the screen wherever desired. On the Add Location screen, give the new location a user-friendly name. The other details on thickness, depth, and target RH are preset according to the sensor map default values, but may be adjusted accordingly. The bottom right icon on the sensor map screen brings up the View List screen that lists all the sensor locations for that sensor map. In this list, you will see the most recent RH and temperature readings for each location and how long ago the readings were taken. At the bottom of the screen is the indication of whether these are actual readings or are estimated readings had the building been at service temperature when the readings were taken, according to the service temperature settings specified for this sensor map. To view the estimated in-service condition RH and temperatures, press on the service RH to the right of the actual RH at the bottom of the screen. When viewing the estimated service temperature RH values, you will also note that the temperature displayed is the service temperature specified in the properties for the sensor map. To edit the service temperature setting, use the Edit icon in the upper right of this screen. You can also add a new location from the View Locations screen by pressing the plus icon on the bottom right of the screen. To exit this screen, simply press the X icon in the upper left. You can edit a specific location by right-swiping and selecting the Edit icon, or you can delete a location by left-swiping and selecting the Delete icon. To view a specific location, press on that location's name to bring up the appropriate screen. The Sensor Location Details screen will provide a list of readings taken at that location, with the most recent at the top. You can choose to view the actual RH or service conditions RH for all the readings by selecting the appropriate selection at the center bottom of the screen. To view details about a specific measurement, just press on the entry to bring up the Details screen. The Measurement Details screen provides detailed information about the measurement, such as the sensor serial number used for the measurement, the date and time of the measurement, the RH temperature, as well as the ambient RH and ambient temperature at the location, along with the slab thickness, hole depth, and target RH as specified in the settings. This screen is very similar to the real-time reading screen that is displayed when a new measurement is made. When a new measurement is made, the reading screen displays quite a bit of information, not just the RH and temperature as read by the sensor. Underneath those readings are the ambient RH and ambient temperature readings as read by the internal sensor embedded in the smart reader device. Underneath the ambient readings is the service RH as estimated using the service temperature and concrete water to cement ratio as set using the icons directly to the right of these values. A service temperature of 72 degrees Fahrenheit and a cement to water ratio of 0.5 are quite common, but other values may be set. Below this is the battery level indicator of the batteries inside the smart reader. Below that is the sensor serial number, calibration date if any, and when the calibration certification is due for renewal. To perform a salt verification reading, set the drop-down list at the top of the screen to the appropriate salt solution, or to normal reading if taking a reading from a sensor location on a job site. Press the Store text to store the current reading to either a sensor location or as a salt verification. When you press Store on the reading screen when the drop-down box is selected to normal reading, you will be brought to the currently selected sensor map screen to select a location to store the reading. Just press on the pushpin indicator on the correct location on the sensor map screen. You will be prompted to confirm storing the reading at that location. Once a sensor location has at least one reading associated with it, the most recent reading will be displayed on the sensor map for each location that has data. The color of the pushpin for each location will be color-coded according to the target RH setting for the sensor map. If the most recent reading is below the target RH, the pushpin will be green. If the reading is above the target RH, but within 5% RH, the pushpin will be yellow. Or the pushpin will be red if the most recent reading is more than 5% RH above the target RH. In this example, the target RH is set to 87% RH. To view all the readings for a single location, just do a short press on the pushpin. You can also press and drag to move a pushpin to a different location on the sensor map. To delete the most recent reading for a location or to delete the entire location, just perform a long press on the pushpin and the following screen will be displayed. When prompted, either delete the last reading, the entire location, or just cancel to go back to the sensor map screen. When on the reading screen, you can take a measurement of a sensor for calibration verification purposes. If you have the sensor exposed to a saturated salt solution RH generator, such as that provided with our reusable sensor solution, then you can select the appropriate salt solution in the drop-down box near the top of the reading screen, for example sodium chloride, whose solution provides a nominal 75% RH level. When a reading is taken, or if you select the salt using the drop-down box with a current reading, the result of the calibration check will be indicated towards the bottom of the screen as either passed or failed. You can store this calibration result with the current date by pressing the Store text located below the result. This result will be stored locally and on our backend server if you are connected to the internet. Reading the same sensor from another mobile device will retrieve the CalCheck data stored by a first device. You can left swipe the flyout sub-window from the right side of the screen to see the most recent CalCheck data for the sensor the reading screen is currently indicating. The date the last CalCheck was performed will be indicated in this flyout sub-window, as well as the salt solution used, the RH, temperature, and the result, whether passed or failed. You can dismiss this sub-window by right-swiping it back into place. In the upper right of the reading screen, there is an icon that when pressed will open up the sensor inventory screen that has data for all known sensors read by this device and DataMaster app. The sensor inventory screen will display a list of sensors that have been read by this mobile device and DataMaster app. It lists the serial number, last CalCheck data, and calibration certification due date. You can select sensors to delete from this device if you so choose. You can also assign a user-friendly name to each sensor by pressing on and editing the serial number field. Once you assign a user-friendly name as indicated here, you can switch back and forth between viewing it and the serial number by tapping on the name or serial number. You can also refresh CalCheck data information from the backend server by momentarily pulling down on the screen and releasing. For instance, this will update any data that may have been uploaded for sensors by a different mobile device. You can select the upper right icon to generate a PDF report of the sensor inventory, or select the upper left icon to return to the reading screen. This is an example PDF sensor inventory report. It may be printed or emailed as desired. This concludes the DataMaster app tutorial. Remember, you can always view this tutorial by selecting the question mark icon in the upper left corner of the job list screen. We want to thank you for being a loyal customer and for allowing us to help unleash your expertise.